Hello, people of Earth. Signing in from Middle England. Right. Crypto. Buy it. Okay, right. In fact, let me just put that down a minute. Now's the time to start thinking about building a portfolio. Okay. We're never going to catch the bottom. I don't think we have caught the bottom because we've risen from the bottom. Now, we did do a few trades from the bottom to where we are here, but it's a confirmation that the bottom is in and now we're starting to rise. Now, obviously, crypto over the last few months, basically since the beginning of the year, has gone on one. We're in what's called a consolidation at the minute. Now, we could go a lot lower, or we could just range within a certain range. I'll try and keep it as basic as possible because I know a lot of you probably haven't got even a crypto exchange account. So the first thing you're going to need to do, this is for people in England, especially in Middle England, especially in the Nottinghamshire region. You know who you are. There's somebody in Malta as well. So right, I've put everything in pounds to try and keep it as easy as possible for you. When it's boring like this, it's the time to start dipping your feet in the water. Now, I'm not saying buy right now. I'm not. But a little bit lower and you can start buying a little bit at a time. Right. First things first, you're going to need a Coinbase account. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Coinbase is one of the safest and easiest to use. Now, a crypto exchange is basically a bank. That's all it is. It's a foreign exchange bank. That's all it is. All you're doing is swapping pounds to dollars or pounds to Australian dollars or pounds to the euro. Just think of it like that. You go into Barclays Bank, other banks are available, and you see the travel exchange and you want to transfer up £1,000 into US dollars. That's what we're doing. That's all we're doing. We're just basically swapping British pounds for Bitcoin or for other ones, which I'm going to tell you about. So set up a Coinbase account. What you'll need to do is obviously, it's just like a bank, setting up a bank. So you'll need proof of ID, driving license, whatever. It will probably ask you for a selfie, and that is called KYC, Know Your Customer. It's a legal requirement. It's just so that they know that you're who you are and you're not money laundering. Do you know what I mean? If you're putting millions into it and they can't figure out where it's come from, you know what I mean, then the FBI will basically say you've been making that through drug money. Do you know what I mean? So this was the misconception about Bitcoin and crypto being used for drug money, but it can be. And the financial services and the police and, the FBI, they, unless it flags up, they're not bothered. Do you know what I mean? So use Coinbase. It's easy. Ring me if you need to. Text me if you need to. I'll be here. So anyway, once you've set up a Coinbase account, you'll need to link up your bank account, whether it's Barclays, Santander, Nationwide, whatever, just so that you can transfer money from your current account into your Coinbase account, right? And within your Coinbase account, what you have is basically called a wallet. That's all it is. And you'll see your British pounds appear within minutes of it transferring from your bank. It is quick. It's just like paying a bill. So you'll link up your Coinbase to your bank account to transfer money to and from. So when you cash out, it basically goes direct back into your current account. Okay. If you've got any problems setting up a Coinbase account, just ring me or text me or whatever. But it's pretty simple. If you've set up, most people have set up accounts for banks or financial services, so it's pretty straightforward. Don't be daunted if it tries to put you off. Just keep trying. Anyway, let's get into good stuff. Right, forget Bitcoin. I'm not saying forget about it. It's the driver of the market. But if you haven't got any, there's better alternatives to make far more money. Now, Bitcoin might double, it might triple from here. which is, I've got to use dollars at the minute. It's 65 grand a minute, dollars. Now it could double to 120. It could triple to 180, give or take 200, who knows? But it's the alternate coins which give the bigger gains. Now they run hard and fast, some of them. Some of them are slow going, but there are a few which will leave you behind if you haven't already got them. So I'll run through a few of them which you want to have in your portfolio. I've done 10 just to keep it simple. And these are 10 of the, I'm not saying most popular ones, but safest and popular, if you know what I mean. Right, let me get me wobbly hands on. Okay, now here's a list, so take a photo of that, or screenshot, or wherever. Right, a quick overview. Right, dot, polka dot. Now, there's a range there from £3.50 to £4.50. That's where you want to be buying. Right. So, let's say, for example, you've got £1,000 to put, I'll keep everything simple. You've got £1,000 to put in on 10 coins. So, £100 on each coin. It's as simple as I'm going to do it. And if you want to scale that up, if you want to put 10 grand, 100 grand, or even just 100 quid. So it'll be 10 quid on each. Do you know what I mean? So I'll keep it simple, £1,000 and £100 on each. Right. So if it gets to £4.50, in fact, I don't know where it is at the minute. It's close. It is quite close. And I did buy some. Where are we? We're at £4.55 there, look. And that's in GBP. So £4.55, that's basically the top of the range. Just there, where we want to be buying. So this is the range, basically, here to there you want to be buying. £3.50 to £4.50. Go on to the next one. Link, chain link. £6.50 to £9. Anything around that region, just start buying. Just start buying. Like I say, if it hits £4.50, buy 25%. If it hits £4, another 25%. £3.80, another 25%. £3.50, another 25%. That's your 100% of your £100 on that one. Okay? So you don't buy everything at £4.50. It's a range. You're never going to get the bottom. It just doesn't work like that. So don't worry if you buy at £4.50 and it goes down by 10%, 20%, and you think, oh shit, all you're thinking about is buying at the minute, and it's called dollar cost average. You're buying into a range. Right, we've done Link, Chiliz, CHZ. Right, that's at basically 5.5p to 7p. Okay. Tezos, XTC. If you're a Man United fan, you might see that because they sponsor them. So 50p to 60p. ETC, Ethereum Classic, same again, £12 to £16. Anything within there, just start buying. Dogecoin, right. There's a bit of a funny meme coin, right. 6p to 7.5p. Anything within that region. And that's a good one because Elon Musk, he tweets about it all the time and it just pumps. It literally just goes. Next one, ADA, Cardano, 20p to 26p, give or take, you know what I mean. ICP, Internet Control Protocol. Anything within that range, £2.80 to £4.50. If you can get it, get it. Right, these figures on the right, down here, these are the all-time high. Right, so we'll start at dot. The all-time high hit 40 quid. So you're talking 10 times your money there. Link, that's 40 quid. That's about 8 times your money. Same again there. Chiliz, and that's another 12 times your money, give or take. That's another 10 times your money. You see where I'm going? 12 to 16 pound, 120 quid. 10x, 10 times your money. Right, it's not going to happen overnight. I'll get to that in a minute, but we can only assume that it will always reach its all-time high. Some may not, most will, and blast past through it. So that was the last all-time high. We can only expect another all-time high, higher than the 40 quid. Okay, so it could be a matter of, instead of 10 times your money, it might be 15 or 20. Now some of these just go ballistic, and they just pump on some news that, I don't know, Microsoft have integrated something, or bloody Tesla are starting to accept Dogecoin, something like that. SpaceX are sending Dogecoin to the moon. There's so much things what can happen. So take a screenshot of that. They're your ranges on British pound. Right, there's a couple of here which you will need, but what you first got to do is exchange your pound into dollar, so you can use dollar to buy these two. Now on Coinbase it's dead simple. You basically, like I say, you transfer your money from your British sterling from your bank account to Coinbase, and then you just basically swap your British pound to the American dollar. Now there's two here. These are the dark horses. Now that there, it's all-time high. It didn't reach it the last cycle. I'll get to cycles in a minute. But the last trading bull cycle, it didn't actually reach that. Now this was done in 2017, 2018, when Bitcoin hit $20,000, give or take. But this one, we're looking at around about $16 to $24 now. That's what, 12 quid, give or take. Same as this one here, that were 80 cent. We can only assume it's going to, because these two are tied. These two, whenever one moves, it drags the other one with it fast and hard. And it does go fast and hard. It will run faster and harder than you have ever seen. It's quite amazing to watch. But anyway, they're the ones you want to be buying. Now, I've kept it as simple as possible. 10, that's it. If you want to buy some others, that's completely up to yourself. Some of them are just a hit and hope, close your eyes, a lottery ticket, if you would. That's it. Right, I'll show you let me just close this curtain a minute. Get it down. That's better. Look at that. Right, okay. That one's polka dot. Let me just change this to that other one, which should run hard and fast. Right. Every one of these is basically a candle. It's a trading candle. And on this one, every one is 1 week. So that's 1 week's worth of activity. That's another week's worth of activity, so on and so forth. As you can see there's the dates. Beginning of the year up to here. Right. Don't worry about the patterns, it's just what we use. But as you can see, it's getting squeezed, ready to pop. But it's not going to happen today, tomorrow, next week, next month. This is why I'm saying now is the time. Because it's basically buy, close your eyes, wait 10 to 18 months. And that's when we're going to be selling. Basically, the bull run. It goes hard, it goes fast, and before you know it, the top is in. And it takes 3.5 years, that was. So it's just one of the charts. You don't really need to concern yourself with the charts itself. I'll guide you. I'll be telling you where to sell. I've told you where to buy, and then in a year's time I'll be telling you where to sell. Now there's indicators what tell us that the market is getting overheated, that people are starting to get scared, as in the hedge funds, the financial people who know about finances. They will pull the plug, and it will happen all of a sudden like that. It's brutal. It will happen very quick. So what you want to be doing is basically you'll have points to sell, and you'll sell a bit there, bit there, bit there, bit there, because we've been buying down here. Everything is profit. So same again around here. We're buying up here, we're buying up here, and then eventually, let me just squeeze this down so you can see, give or take, that level just there up to there, that's his target. So we'll be selling at $5, $8, $10, $12, $14, do you know what I mean? Because we've been buying them at 50 cents. Now this is the range between 40 and 60 cents is the magical range for this particular coin. The other coins, which I've said, that's your magical range to buy. I know that some of you will probably be frightened if you see it go down 10%. Don't look at your wallet and your portfolio every day. It's not. You don't need to. It's so volatile that it can go down 10%, up 20%, and back down 15% in a single hour. Never mind a single week. It is so volatile. So it can be scary if you're always looking at your portfolio, because 1 minute you'll be, let's say, 100 quid. You've just bought a load. The next minute you're down to 90. That's 10% down. Then you're down to 80. You're down 20%. But that's where you buy another bit. So you've bought 25% at that range, 25% at 80 cent, 25% at 50 cent, so on and so forth. You buy on the way down and you sell on the way up. Right, I think that's about it. It's if you've not got an account set up, now is the time to get it set up, get some money transferred into Coinbase, ready to buy. Because what we want to be doing is buying red candles. You buy these things here. You see that there? You buy that. Whenever it comes down like that, you buy it. Whenever you see it come down like that, you buy it. And we are getting a few red candles here. If we see anything from 40 cent to 50 cent, just buy it. Get it, get it, get it. Right, on the other hand, now these ranges, these bottom ranges I've given you, so let me just, we're a bit in the dark. So 0.65 cent to 0.85 cent. If it goes below 0.65 cent, obviously don't worry, but harvest your kidney, remortgage your house, and put everything into it. Go balls deep, because the lower it goes, the more you want to be putting into it. It's as simple as that, because we're at the final stages of the market. There's a 4-year cycle. Every 4 years, we get a top. So it'll be boring for two. It'll be going down for a year, then it'll be boring for another year. We'll have a run up, and then a little bit back down for another year. And then the final year is basically where we start running. So we'll be the April 2025, give or take. So you've got a year, May, June 2025. You've got a year, but we might actually start pumping next month. So you've missed that 50 cent mark down here, and you've got to buy them at 90 cent. You see what I mean? So like I say, if you see anything within this range, which is the 40 to 60 cent range on this coin, okay? Now let me just flip to Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin a minute. We're in this range at the minute. I'd like to see, I'll do it with my mouse. Now, we've got a pattern emerging here. Come back down to this level, $60,000. Back up, squeezy, 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 before we start to go again. Okay? That's what the plan is. If it does it, it does it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It may come back down. If it does come back down, that will drag the rest of the market down on these big red candles, which we buy. And then we close our eyes, we wait a while, and we do nothing. Don't be afraid of being in the red at these particular points in the market. What you don't want to be doing is buying the top and watching your portfolio go right back down. So in a year's time, don't come to me and say, how do I buy crypto? Because I'll say, I'll sell you mine. Well, I wouldn't do that to a few people, but yeah, you don't want to be buying it in 10 months' time, a year's time, because everybody's going to be talking about it. The news, it's going to be on the media, it's going to be on social media. Oh, Bitcoin's hit $200,000, whatever it does, you know what I mean? And it gets everyone excited. It gets all the peasants and the plebs like us who haven't got any brains just clicking on that big green buy button. How do I buy it? I want to buy Bitcoin. It's 200 grand. And then they'll watch it go all the way back down to $50,000. You know what I mean? So it's a tough market if you can't handle volatility. But like I say, buy it, close your eyes, hold it. That's all you need to do. Now, on Coinbase, if you've got problems setting orders, because there's two ways of doing it. You can basically open up your application on your phone or on the web browser, whatever, and there's a big green button, basically, I want to buy Bitcoin, I want to buy Ethereum, I want to buy Chainlink. And you just basically say, I want to buy 100 quid's worth, buy, done, that's it. Now, it's an easy way of doing it, but the better way of doing it is to actually go into the advanced trading. I'll talk you through it if you need to. Go into the advanced trading function, and that's where you can set the orders. So once your money, GBP, is in Coinbase, you can basically go to the advanced trading view, go to Chainlink or Bitcoin, whatever, highlight that coin and say, I want to buy £100 worth when it hits this figure. So when it hits £10, I will buy £100 worth. When it hits £8, I will buy another £100 worth. So on and so forth. I'll talk you through that. That's not a problem. But the first thing is first, get your account set up. This is the time. This is it. If you've got money I'm not saying money to burn, and obviously it's a volatile asset, so don't put your life savings in it. It's like the old expression, don't use a bandit machine unless you're prepared to lose all your money. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we're going to lose all this money, but we're playing around with finances. Whatever, if you're gambling on darts, if you're gambling on cricket, American football, doesn't matter. You could gamble on 2 slugs racing. It's a volatile asset. So, but it's all of the charts are basically what's called up only. It's only going up. Even if it comes back down, it will go back up to where you bought it and blast past through it. It's just a matter of time. So anyway, that's your quick intro. Any questions, ring me, text me. I'm old school. I'm on Telegram if you want to do Telegram. There's also, if you want to actually learn about charts, there's a guy I've been following for many, many years, and the YouTube channel is Crypto Click. That's all, Crypto Click. Fantastic guy. He knows his onions. Is very good at predicting. He never gets the bottom, he never gets the absolute top, but I tell you something, he gets close enough, and that's good enough for me. You know, I think he were buying Bitcoin at $4,000 and the bottom was $3,000. Now what's the difference between $1,000 when it's now $65,000? Do you know what I mean? And the top as well, the last top of $65,000 4 years ago, I think we were selling at 58 to 60. We didn't get the 65, but I tell you something, we got close. So follow him if you want to learn. He's got some tutorials there. He's got a Patreon if you want to have one-to-one with him, if you want to learn about it. But if you just want to buy it, hold it, make some money in a year, set your account up now. Get it set up. I'll talk you through it. It's pretty simple. Daunting, yes, but in a year to 18 months' time, you'll be laughing all the way back to the bank. So, right, I think that's 25. Jesus, that's the longest video I've ever done. Usually it's a garden video of 2 or 3 minutes to look at me big melons. I'm going to go back at Attic Garden now. Get back out there. I need to earth up some taters. Get some music blasting. Would annoy the neighbours with some Motley Crue or Prodigy, something like that. Yeah, smack my bitch up. Anyway, right, I'll leave it with you. Any questions? Contact me. People have got my number and text number, and Telegram is at the Uncle Rich. That's it. But CryptoClick has a Telegram channel, and you can find me in there. I'm always posting charts. People are always posting setups, charts, wherever we think we might be going. So yeah, join up. Anything else, call me. I'm going in the garden. See you later.